According to the film's production notes, the creatures are named vesps after the Spanish avispa, meaning wasps. Director John R. Leonetti said that research was done into other cave creatures to design the vesps. Their skin is translucent, they have wings, and they fly, but they also crawl and lay eggs like reptiles. A lot of scientific research went into the design, the creation, and the computer animation of the creatures, right down to the detail of every joint, every vessel, and every move they make. 5. Release. Netflix released The Silence on April 10, 2019. 6. Global Road Entertainment originally acquired in December 2017 the U.S. distribution rights to the film and was supposed to be released theatrically on December 7, 2018. 7. The distributor had financial troubles, and in a failed attempt to avoid bankruptcy, Global Road pulled the film from the release schedule and sold distribution rights to various films, including The Silence, to Netflix. 8. The film was also released in 7 countries around the world: Austria, Germany, Switzerland, Bolivia, Singapore, South Korea, and China, grossing over $2.30 million. 9. Critical reception. Review aggregator website Rotten Tomatoes reports an approval rating of 30% based on 37 reviews, with an average rating of 4.2/10. The site's critics' consensus reads, "The Silence has nothing new to say with a derivative premise and placid pacing. Even a wasted Stanley Tucci is unable to elevate the stodgy material a decibel above dreadful." 10. Metacritic assigned the film a score of 25 out of 100 from 4 critics, reflecting generally unfavorable reviews. 11. Scott Tobias, reviewing for the New York Times, called The Silence niche-targeted dreck, where only a quality cast and more generous production values can cover up the shoddy stitching. Tobias said despite the film's depiction of a grand evolutionary struggle, every moment feels like regression. 12. Roger Ebert, Calm's Brian Tallarico said that The Silence was a dull retread of ideas explored more interestingly in other films and TV shows, and went on to say, "The Silence is barely a horror movie, and that's its biggest problem. A horror movie needs stakes, and you just never feel them here." 13. Social commentary. Deaf portrayal. Hearing actress Kiernan Shipka plays the lead character, a deaf teenager who battles monsters. Shipka learned some parts of American Sign Language for the role, and director John R. Leonetti said in an interview, "She learned to sign for the film, and now she's flawless, like she's been signing her entire life. She seems to have an almost innate sense of what it's like being a deaf person." 14. Deaf celebrities Niall DeMarco and Marlee Matlin and other members of the deaf community criticized Leonetti for saying that Shipka learning to sign was synonymous with knowing the culturally deaf experience and for undermining deaf representation by casting a hearing actor. 15. DeMarco also criticized Shipka's ASL grammar, and others pointed out plot holes related to her character being deaf. Comparison to A Quiet Place. See also, A Quiet Place film. The Silence was compared to A Quiet Place, a 2018 horror film with a similar premise. 17. The novel The Silence was published in 2015, and filming of the adaptation took place in 2017, at the same time as A Quiet Place. While The Silence was acquired by a distributor, it was not released in theaters and was later picked up by Netflix. Quartz's Adam Epstein said while the parallel productions were coincidental, he compared The Silence to mockbusters, low-budget films that exploit blockbusters, highlighting that one of its screenwriters, Shane Van Dyke, wrote several scripts for The Asylum, a studio that specializes in mockbusters. 8. The novel's author Tim Levin admitted that the two films' similarities are a little troubling, and defended the film adaptation of his novel. "There are similarities, of course, but I'm confident that the movie of The Silence will stand on its own." 17. 18. The Guardian's Charles Bramesco called The Silence a shoddy remix of A Quiet Place and said, "The Silence exists for the sole purpose of being digitally sorted into a list of recommendations for viewers who liked Bird Box, though that classification would be more accurately clocked as for viewers who liked A Quiet Place. The demographic they're really after would be something closer to viewers who have trouble telling similar things apart." 19. Deciders Anna Menta compared the films. The Silence is much darker and gorier than A Quiet Place, and found The Silence to look low-budget in production values. Mentis said The Silence was started before the invasion, while A Quiet Place was set fully after the invasion. She noted the criticism of The Silence for having a hearing actor as a deaf character and highlighted its additional elements, a teen romance and a religious cult. 20. Writing for comic book resources, Ronaldo Mottadine contrasted The Silence from A Quiet Place, writing, "There are quite a few plot threads which make it clear the Netflix movie is far from a ripoff and is, in fact, its sick own thing." Mottadine said The Silence's deaf teenaged girl can read lips and speak. After a while, you almost forget Ally is deaf, resulting in the film lacking some of the genuine tension of A Quiet Place. He found the creatures totally different, as well as the times compared to the creature invasion. While both films have a somewhat similar format, in families trying to survive the creatures, in The Silence, we get interference from external segments of mankind via the hushed. 21. See also: List of films featuring the deaf and hard of hearing. References. Staff, March 29, 2019. The Silence official trailer, HD, Netflix. YouTube. Archived from the original on April 7, 2020. Retrieved March 29, 2019. Lauderhose, Diana, May 12, 2017. Kiernan Shipka to star in John Leonetti's The Silence from Constantine Film and Imjag, Ken. Deadline Hollywood. Archived from the original on February 11, 2021. Retrieved March 15, 2019. Lauderhose, Diana, May 18, 2017. Stanley Tucci joins John Leonetti's The Silence, Ken. Deadline Hollywood. Archived from the original on April 19, 2019. Retrieved March 15, 2019. Nduka, Amanda, August 29, 2017. Miranda Otto and John Corbett cast in John R. Leonetti's The Silence. Deadline Hollywood. Archived from the original on March 28, 2019. Retrieved March 15, 2019. Southey, Alex, August 25, 2017. 6 movie and TV productions filming in Toronto this September. Daily Hive. Archived from the original on July 30, 2018. Retrieved July 29, 2018. Beck, Leah, April 10, 2019. How the Silence creatures stack up against that other movie about not making a sound. Bustle. Archived from the original on April 10, 2019. Retrieved April 10, 2019. Collis, Clark, March 29, 2019. Kiernan Shipka bats away an apocalyptic horror in The Silence trailer. Entertainment Weekly. Archived from the original on March 29, 2019. Retrieved March 29, 2019. Nduka, Amanda, December 14, 2017. Global Road Entertainment acquires Stanley Tucci starring thriller The Silence. Deadline Hollywood. Archived from the original on July 30, 2018. Retrieved July 29, 2018. Epstein, Adam. April 11, 2019. Netflix thinks we won't notice if it just remakes A Quiet Place with different actors and a new title. Quartz. Archived from the original on July 4, 2019. Retrieved April 12, 2019. The Silence. Box Office Mojo. Archived from the original on March 7, 2021. Retrieved December 17, 2019.